Hi. So now we have a Gmail, and it's time now to go on to the next step. Remember, what you're trying to do here is create websites that you can actually track whether it's making sense for you or it's actually a failure. So before we do anything else, after you've done your legal pages, the next step we want to do is just go straight into analytics. So you've got your Gmail account, and let's go and set up Google Analytics. And why do you need Google Analytics? It's simple, because we want to track all our data, as in everything that happens on that website. We want to know where is the traffic coming from. Is it coming from Facebook? Is it coming from Twitter? How many visitors am I getting a day? How many of them are unique? People coming to our page and bouncing off. There's so much data from analytics, and we will discuss analytics in deeper detail in a more comprehensive course. Actually, it will be a course on its own when you're just discussing about Google Analytics. Of course, you can use any other analytics software that you want. If you don't like Google, you can have StatCounter. There's so many, right, that you can use that are actually, some are paid, some are free. I prefer analytics because I'm trying to create a site here. That's going to depend a lot on Google data. So if I want to add a website, I will never use Google Analytics. If I do not want Google to know it belongs to me, I'll never touch analytics. So anyway, that's why you need analytics to track your data. And what you need, you just need a Gmail account. And since we're now talking about plugins, there are hundreds of plugins that you can use for this. I prefer making my life very simple when it comes to things like analytics. I just put in the code and I use a plugin called Insert Header Footer. That's it. There's so many plugins out there. There's so many systems out there. But for me personally, I don't like complicating issues to do with analytics. I just want to put my code in there. I do not want to mess around with coding on my site. I do not want to mess around with my themes. I just want to know this code for analytics is always going to be there, whatever changes I make on my website. Okay, so let's go straight into it. And this will be fun. So you remember we set up our accounts, our Gmail accounts, okay? And now that we have it, everything that we ever do for this particular website, we shall always do on this browser. You don't want to mix browsers when you're working on SEO stuff. Another thing why you want to use this is because you can always share these logins with somebody else, a team member or an SEO person, so that he only has access to details that you want them to have for that website. Okay, so you can share this with somebody else somewhere else in the world, so that they're able to log in and only log in to your WordPress or the accounts that you want them to log in. You do not want to give people access to every other project that you've got. So now that I've got this, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head straight into analytics. All you need to do is just type for analytics. Google loves itself so much, it should be the first result. So like I said, it's the first result. That's how much Google loves itself. So let's go in here and sign up. So I'll go to analytics.google.com and I'll start measuring. Okay, so I already have my site up. It's right there, and what I want to do is just measure, and I'll put in my account name, whatever it is. I think. And just leave everything else to normal, all right? And click on next. What do I want to measure? It's a website. I'm not doing apps. I'm not doing apps. But if you're doing apps, please do state that you're doing apps. If you're doing webs, the internet and apps, do the same. Okay. So I'm just doing a web, and I'll click on that. And then I now want to set up my web name. Okay. So just the name. And then the URL, okay? And make sure that you've got either the HTTPS or HTTP. This matters, okay? So since this is already, you already have an SSL on the website, I'm going to do HTTPS. All you need to do is just go to your site and see if you've got that lock on your website. So I'll just copy this and paste it right in there. Let me remove this. So copy your domain name and which industry is it. If it's e-commerce, you say it's e-commerce. Whatever industry you're in, I have no idea what this one is, so I'll just say shopping. Okay. So the time zone, when you want to report, where are you? So for this case, in this case, the client is all the way in Trinidad, so I'll just have to put that as Trinidad. If your client is in the UK, please make sure that you're setting it up based on their time, not on your time, okay? So I'll create that, and it's that simple, all right? So just make sure that you've done all this stuff here and seeing that you accept. Anyway, you can't even say you don't accept. You just have to accept this stuff, huh? All right? So I'm done. And I'm ready now to continue. Now, first thing that you'll see is that the first thing that happens is that I'm given a tracking code right there, and I've also got web tracking, which is here, which is just this big long code over here that says Google Site Tag, Google Analytics, etc. You're supposed to have this tag on your website, okay, on every page of your website. If you don't want it on a particular page, then you need to remove that particular code from your site. Now, you can always do that by coming into your site and editing your theme. But again, that's too much of a hassle, and that's why I said just use a plugin. And the plugin that you're going to use is, you find it in your notes, it's called just Insert. Just type in, go click on plugin, go to Insert Header, and just leave it there. Okay, and you'll find it's called Insert Header Footers. It's a simple plugin. It's very old. It doesn't do anything crazy on your site. Just inserts code on your theme without you having to think too much. So I'll install it, and then I'm going to activate it. Right. So once I'm done that, I'm going to come to the section here for settings right there, and click on Insert Headers and Footers. Okay. So what we're trying to do is that we're trying to get this code, okay, in my website. So I'll click on that, copy, and then click on that, and then just add it to the header. So you always want to have analytics, Google Analytics as the top script. You're going to have, when you're finished with this website, you're going to have quite a number of scripts or from third-party websites in here. So what you want to do is just go into analytics. If you just go to wherever you see tracking code. If you're in admin, let's say I'm going to assume that you've never seen analytics before. So if I go home, so this is the data to your website when you log in. Need to dismiss this. So when you log in, this is what you're going to get. So what you need to do is click on admin. You'll find your property, your account, and then your property. So your account can be your main company name, and then properties, your different websites, and then in each website you can track different types of data. Okay, so that's how it's separated. So what I want to do here is click on tracking information. Okay, click on tracking code, then get this tracking code. Just copy the whole of this tracking code, copy that, go back to your website, to insert header footers, and just add it to insert to that space there is in the header. So there's header, body, and footer. So make sure that you insert it in the header, and then you just click on save, and that's it. Okay, so now I've got my site being tracked by Google. Everything that I do now from now onwards, Google will know. I'll have data about it. And to test if it's working, all you need to do is just click on home, or just go click on this button here that says real time. It's just like a watch. Click on that, and then click on overview. Okay, now since you're here, go to your website. I'm going to go to my website, just any page on this website. So as long as I'm here, I should be able to see like now, since I came to the blog page, that was me. I'm the one who's active because I've opened up the page, and it's that simple, right? So if I click on privacy policy, we should see that I've got a second session that has just come in here. So once you see this is working here, like real time and overview, then you know that your code has been set up properly. and that's it. That's how simple it is to set up analytics. All this section over here on your left is the data that Google will be tracking from your site over a period of time. Okay, and that's it. Let's see you next when you'll be talking about Google Search Console. So just those 2 steps and you're fine with analytics. So you just need to get the plugin, insert your get your code, and you're all done. All right. So see you later.